endlessly searching for an original
Dump pack.
What? $50 per jump pack.
Yep. But I can get, because
Do they light up?
Not that I saw.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But here's the thing, guys. Because I pre-ordered at New York Comic Con, I can get 2 for $50 and then another 2 for $50. I'm like, nope. I'm like, not unless it comes with Slimer and the guys.
I was about to say $50 for the whole shebang. Maybe I could see my way into paying that. Fucking maybe. And maybe another $40 for all of the figures, assuming that they were like movie accurate, detailed, and painted properly.
Well, they look like it. They actually do look really nice for the size. But at the same time, why are they not coming with this? Like, they're part of the Ecto 1, technically.
So they can upsell you later down the road. But no, that is a good point. That was the charging rack that they hooked it up into the whatever the gear was that was on the roof rack. That was the thing. So yeah, technically, I mean, not technically, absolutely, those are part of the Ecto ones, and it's equipped.
So yeah, it was just a mild gripe from me. Someone needs to make her a Godzilla useless machine. Now, what is a useless machine?
Now, it's what it is. It's a little 3D printed box you can make. It's got a switch on it. You press the switch, the lid opens up, and a little hand reaches out and turns the switch off. So that's its only function. You turn the switch on, it turns its own switch on.
I don't like it when I just see somebody say, "Is this an okay piggy bank to send you?" No! Oh my God, no! Please don't send me that. That's not funny.
What's
It's a dick. You know, I do have family that comes to my house. I don't want to have to explain half this shit to them.
Oh, I'm sure they have questions.
They've already seen the little dick coloring book somebody sent me, and I had to explain that one away. Please don't send me that stuff. It's just gonna end up in the trash. Oh, I like this, but I hate the small parts thing. That is really annoying. So everybody over on YouTube, hi. I've already been told YouTube streaming is kind of janky today.
I'm sure it is. They're cutting ties with all their diversity programs, and they're scrambling now that Joe Rogan has decided to leave.
Well, you know, maybe they should treat creators with respect and we wouldn't leave.
Oh, what? What kind of stupid talk is that?
I know, it's crazy talk. I'm sorry. I'm just a woman, what would I know? Did you see, like, the guy under the CEO of YouTube apparently openly admitted that they changed the algorithm for, like, news and stuff like that?
Yeah. I listened to Tim Pool and all the usual suspects. I mean, I've heard it all. The fact that they know by their analytics that no one likes the news and late night comedy segments. Big ass quotation marks around comedy, by the way. But yeah, their analytics prove that nobody likes it, and they're like, "We don't care. We've got a narrative to push. God damn it."
I will never understand why they want to make YouTube basically like TV. Like, nobody wants TV. That should be very much proof nobody wants TV.
Well, it's explained partially as they don't have to worry about people getting all bent out of shape and offended over stuff on account of the fact that, you know, pre-vetted by the cable companies and whatnot. So it's
because the cable
essentially
companies
easy revenue.
Never let anything bad on TV.
Well, the other issue is that You have to forgive me. I was just looking at something. Um,
Don't look at porn on my stream.
no. I'm watching my 3D printer. It's
Chugging
it's
away.
glorious. Oh yeah, it's not as noisy as I was led to believe.
Probably gets
But
noisier
anyhow,
as you do more work with it.
I don't know. We'll find out. I'm printing out a.
Come on.
And then I'll print out a.
The worst part about doing this, guys, is I cut my finger in the worst spot possible, and these are little pieces that I have to dig into that spot. I should have wore a Band-Aid, but everybody would have freaked out. Because you guys seem to freak out when I hurt myself.
Yes, we do. We're all very protective of you.
I don't know why people act like that with me. My friends are the same way.
No, it's probably just because you seem like an innocent soul. Also, we know you like Anne.
You said that nicer than what Bosco said about me.
Oh yeah, what did he say?
I'm nice and an idiot who is going to get constantly used. Because I'm so nice. And
I don't
my
know.
response is, remember that I pay you, probably shouldn't say that.
I was also going to say, if that was the case, then does he have something he needs to tell you about his rates? Is he gouging you?
No, I can tell you for a fact, I get beyond a good deal with him.
Nah, I'm just messing around, you know.
Let's see. Okay, so we finished that, so we're now on C. Old school YouTube, it was fun and terrifying. Yeah, it was. Old school YouTube was really fun. Here's the big problem with YouTube. They claim they want to do all this stuff, but they don't want to act like they don't want to police themselves. Like when people report stuff, they don't want to take care of it. What they do is they change the names and stuff to other like languages so that dangerous stuff doesn't go away, and they don't really go with police that often. They don't report stuff to the police. So what do you think happens? We get an apocalypse because the news jumps on it.
The certain person I have in mind who's mostly responsible, but let's be nice.
We kind of have to. I like having an account. It'll be harder just to work on Pornhub at this point. Especially with what's about to happen with Pornhub.
Freak out, everybody. It's not such a big deal.
It's not, and she nuked her own account, like when she got caught. You number some of the bags, but you forget to number the rest. I don't know what that is. Don't fall into my lap. Old school YouTuber had porn hidden. What's happening on Pornhub? So, there was a girl that became one of the top models on there. Well, it turned out she faked her info, so she was underage. Which means, because she was getting paid, she had to have faked her legal documents and everything, which is a crime. So she nuked her account when it got discovered. Which, by the way, this happened in like 2018, 2019. But people are just finding out about it, and the thing is, nobody reported it. So you can't really expect Pornhub or really any site to do anything if they're just given documents that look real. And, you know, somebody does that and no one reports it.
Yeah, I believe they. I mean, I don't know. I've never delving into their legal framework, but I'd imagine if you lie to them, you take responsibility for that. It's your crime, not theirs.
Oh yeah, like the fact that you falsified legal documents because those are the
Yeah.
and people don't understand this. I've got my modeling contract with YouTube or with Pornhub, so you know I get paid on there. You have to give them your social security number, your driver's license, and photo of yourself so that you can prove it's you. Like all of this other stuff, tax documents, everything. So you have falsified all of that stuff, including a social security number. Which, by the way, good job. I thought that was hard to do nowadays.
I don't know. You know, the way people talk, Seems like it's the easiest thing to with illegal,
It-
undocumented people.
It used to be easy to do it because I know people that had fake, like 2 or 3 different social security numbers from like the 50s and 60s and 70s and that type of thing. But I think they said like in the 90s they stopped doing that because everything was going more toward computers. And what the fuck is this part? Is it this thingy? I guess it's this thingy. Where does this thingy go? Does this thingy go in this thingy? Uh-oh. Oh, no! The engine's falling apart. In fact, Cadillacs aren't supposed to fall apart that easily. I was lied to. Even just to get verified on there, you need to send a picture of yourself holding... Well, yeah. With some info on it. Yeah, but I can't remember if to get verified you also have to send other things, but, like... I saw the story, and I'm like, this is going to look bad for Pornhub, and then my first question was, and I asked a few people, I'm like, does anyone know, you know, the normal suspects of people freaking out? I'm like, does anyone know if this was reported to Pornhub? And people are like, no! They wanted to report it just to the police, and I'm like... Figures. Unit. So I guess it's that little tiny thing. Oh wait, that must be that little tiny silver thing that has now vanished. There it is.
That's a tiny little silver thing.
Oh!
The entire project is doomed.
I don't even know what this little tiny thing is.
Maybe a oil filter or a distributor.
Could be a distributor. Yeah, it might be. Because it looks like there's a part to put it in.
I know blocks as well as I should.
You might want to check your connection because you're breaking up pretty bad.
I'll try that. Just a moment.
Alright, take your time. Like, I didn't want to have to talk about the Pornhub thing on the streams, guys, but I already know it's about to hit, like, certain news things are going to talk about it, and I know I'm going to be asked about it. So that may not be it. Looks like it's it. You don't go in like that. Is there another piece that could be? No, that looks like it. How do you go in? Okay, you're supposed to go on. Oh, I see how you go on. Alright, you go right there. Sorry, I know you guys can't see. This is like the smaller stuff, so you're not going to see all the detailing I'm doing. Should totally react to Pooh's Adventures of Happy Days. I could bring it up to them. Right now they're doing Star Trek or Star Wars. And I just been too busy to unfortunately join them.
That should have helped things a little bit.
Yep, you sound a lot better.
Good.
Was the printer just eating up all your data?
No. I just had too many devices on.
Oh, that happens. Get in the hole. Alright, there we go. Ah, no, stay. There we go. Gotta push that little sucker in. Alright. There we go. A little silver piece. We got a little bit of color to this engine. A little bit of color. You know you can go to Mad Mike if you want to suggest a rated R riff, and you can suggest it to him on his channel. He'll totally listen to it. Like, I'm not being mean. I'm saying he's the one that runs the channel. Alright, so we've done that one. Okay, so now we gotta do another... I thought these were dipsticks. I don't know what the heck these things are.
Convention mount.
And now you're breaking up again. Something keeps turning itself on. So now I can say I built an engine. Which one? You know, you can always cast. You don't have to have just us casting if you guys want to show something. There's a couple. I've got to do a cast because there's a couple movies I want to show. Just haven't really had the time or want to do it. So that does go that way. There we go. That one was easy.
See if this will.
Strippers versus werewolves. That actually sounds really funny.
Strippers versus werewolves? Haven't heard of it.
Don't you have one you've been wanting to show called Strippers versus Zombies?
No. But there is a movie called Zombie Strippers, and it co-stars the great Robert Englund.
Okay, we have to see it for Robert Englund. Anything with Robert Englund means it's a good movie.
He is the proprietor, the owner and proprietor of a strip joint, which is affected by a zombie outbreak. It is a comedy movie.
Sounds really good.
It's pretty funny. It had Pamela Anderson in it also, I think. I only saw it once.
Oh.
But if you've ever wanted to see... Oh, yeah, it did. But if you've ever wanted to see Robert Englund talk to a bunch of thoughts like they're disgusting, diseased people, then that's the movie for you.
You know, I see nothing wrong with this movie. Except why haven't we not streamed it yet?
I'll get on it.
That sounds like such a dumb movie. I love it. I actually really love dumb comedy horror movies. We need more of them that are actually funny, not like The Cabin in the Woods, which I can't stand that movie.
You like that one? Is it too?
They
is it
try
too
too
cerebral?
hard. The only thing I found interesting was like the end when they start showing all the different monsters. That part was interesting. Like, if the whole movie had been in that area, like that lab thing, I would have found it more interesting. It was just like, I get they were making fun of the tropes in horror movies and stuff like that. It was just they were trying too hard with that. With the whole, oh, we have to use gas to make them stupid.
It's more interesting concept to me. You know what I mean? It seemed to set up a idea that could have been explored.
No, I agree.
Or perhaps better.
Like, there's a book, and I've mentioned it a ton of times, How to Survive a Horror Movie, that kind of talks about how all of the horror movies that we have are in one big universe called the Terrorverse. I like that idea, and I think, like, if somebody really did something with that, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I know that would be a logistical nightmare with getting characters and stuff.
That would be a funny movie. Although I have that movie myself, and I like the fact that Stephen King writes the intro.
What, for Cabin in the Woods?
No, for How to Survive a Horror Movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh God, yeah. No, that book
No,
is
it's not
straight
Stephen
up
King. I'm
hysterical.
sorry. It's not Stephen
Wasn't it
King
Clive
who
Barker?
writes. Yes, it is.
That's kind of what drew me to it, was the Clive Barker part, and then I started reading it and I was just laughing because I like how they explain like the fat character with because they use like the technical scientific terms, and like the fat character with the glasses is like the something is Jewish, and I'm like, oh my God, did you just throw Jew in there? You did. Holy crap.
Not exactly the most politically correct piece.
Oh, the best part is they have the black guy, and they go, very slim chance of surviving. And then they show, like, the black guy's girlfriend, and they go, man, you gone first. And I'm like, it's terrible, and it's true. There's a rated R version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Well, considering the books are rated R.
What is this called, this thing?
It's going to be Who
The
Framed Roger
R-rated
Rabbit. Wait for it.
Oh, God. I hope not.
Scientific
Already
name, genus,
enough.
species. Yes. I had the book digitally. I can do a reading of it. I'm just lazy and I haven't done it yet. Because you people haven't made me want to.
Oh, you're talking about Cool World. That's Ralph Bakshi. I don't know. I'm not much of a fan of his.
Oh,
I think his
cool.
shit is stupid. But
I love the animation for it.
have you ever seen Wizards?
A long time ago, yeah.
That movie is so endlessly dumb.
Yeah.
But whatever. It was the 70s. Everyone was on drugs.
You could make anything. Back then, no one would care. They were too out of it.
Exactly.
You ever seen the posters that Disney now tries to hide when they re-released Fantasia in the 70s?
No.
They
Good tell.
actually, and I've seen one of these posters in person, they really do exist. Disney has tried everything to destroy them. The posters for the re-release of Fantasia in theaters the tagline was best movie to see on acid.
Yes. Hey, that's an endorsement I can get behind.
I don't know why Disney tries to hide that so much. I always thought that was funny. I'm like, if Walt let that happen, let it happen, it's still funny. Then again, they try to hide the comic Walt wrote where Mickey tries to hang himself.
There's a whole bunch of them. There's a dark side. But then again, Walt was kind of an edgy guy when you got him in this right mood.
Oh, heck yeah. Like, what he wanted to do with Peter Pan was straight up psychotic. I would have loved that movie.
I have not heard about this.
And with Bambi, they were going to have, because in the book, Bambi finds the hunter's body that killed his mother. And he wanted to have that in the movie, to show the father was still around and everything. I wish they would have, like, they've said it, like, they had to have, like, the writers and the animators go, you literally can't do this. You cannot do this.
Bambi 2, The Revenge.
I mean, it would have made sense that the stag, I guess, is that what they call what do they call the adult deer?
Buck.
The buck. It would make sense that the buck had killed the hunter that killed his mate.
Well, deers are a little more metal than most people assume. They eat birds.
I have, because of the Twitch deer, people have been telling me that left and right, and they also eat human remains. Like, there's actually filming of them, like, when they find bodies, they'll eat the bones for the calcium.
So that's the uncut, that's the unreleased ending of Bambi. He's just like,
Damn, Bambi went hardcore.
Revenge is a dish best served. Yeah.
No. Alright, so I'm looking for an itty bitty part. Okay, so I'm looking. Wait, is this it? Do I have to bend that? Yes, okay. Alright, that bends. And we get a little bit more color in our engine, guys. A little bit blue. A little bit of blue.
So what is exactly that Mickey Mouse was going to hang himself over?
He thought Minnie Mouse dumped him.
Damn, dude. Know your value.
He loves his girlfriend.
I'm gonna get Mickey into MGTOW stuff.
I miss, like, I've read the old comics, and Mickey was an absolute asshole, and I miss that.
Donald was worse. Donald was a straight up son of a bitch.
Well, he was also, like, major PTSD and stuff, which was actually fun to watch. And just Goofy he's kind of a dick, too.
Well, no, I'll tell you my favorite thing that Disney did was the Joe Everyman. The Geef, Howard Geef, was it?
Are you talking about the one,
The how-to series with Goofy.
Yeah, oh my god.
They got rid of his ears, and they had so many great things.
They didn't
like
get
how
rid
to
of his
quit
ears. His ears were just all the way down. Like, you really didn't see them much. I remember that only for that one joke that I didn't get until I was older, where the milkman kisses him.
The milkman, yes.
When I got that when I was, like, when they showed that again during animation class, because we had one of the original 12 came in before he died, and we got to watch a bunch of stuff. It's weird getting to hear, like, the teachers snickering, because they knew, and, like, it's just hitting you, and it's like, holy shit, wait, Goofy's wife has been cheating on him?
Yeah. His wife is two-timing him.
With the milkman. See, I miss that kind of stuff.
Not
Jokes
just
kids
the
won't get.
milkman. Not just with the milkman, with every I think the newspaper delivery guy, every guy who came around to the house gave him a kiss, except the last one, and he was put off by the fact that they didn't. Because at that point, he got so used to it.
It's like, come on. Everyone deserves a kiss. Oh, there it is. So I put a piece upside down. That's good. I think I can fix that. Yep, I did put it upside down, so I can fix that. Come on, get... Ah! These are such small pieces, I'm terrified of breaking them. I have to bring it closer to me, guys. Give me a minute. Milkman went out of business for sleeping with a married woman because the milk is not made with love. And trust me, that joke is old. It's not one that makes much sense. Like, a lot of the jokes in that wouldn't make much sense nowadays because we don't have deliveries like that anymore.
Yeah. It's like things like. I mean, this was the point in time, really, where you could arrange daily deliveries of groceries and vegetables and milk and such. Mostly because people they didn't have the proximity. Like, there's a supermarket every 100 feet these days, so you're good to go. But back then, they didn't quite have the same amount of infrastructure.
Yep. I think it's even in small towns sometimes they still do that. I mean, now we're doing more Where the heck did my screwdriver go?
Yeah, they're doing more delivery now than ever. Shit.
Yeah. I just had to go to the store today because I had to pick up some stuff for some family members, and I wanted to get the new DC animated movie. And I could see a lot of delivery people were in there. A lot of people don't want to go into stores now, and I get why. I absolutely get why. I don't want to go into stores right now. I'm ordering a fucking pizza today, and I'm trying to debate if I want to go pick it up or if I want to, wait. Okay. Alright, I see how you want me to do this. Okay.
Honestly, I'm probably going to grab...
Usually I cook, I'm just lazy today.
I already ate the rest of my shepherd's pie for lunch. So, yeah, I'm gonna cheat today and have a few slices of pizza.
30 minutes or it's free. Yeah, they stopped doing that in the 80s.
Yeah, they did. And the reason is because so many pizza drivers ended up getting smashed up in accidents. Because they were rushing to get out there, otherwise, the guarantee and whatnot, and they'd take it out of their pay, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
So it became a huge thing.
And people would purposely give them the wrong address so they get lost, and it was a whole nightmare. Especially in places like New York.
No kidding. What was it, 22 and a half?
I would not want to drive there. Even just going back now, I'm like, that, man. See, these
You're
people
10 minutes late, dude. $3 off.
And everyone did it.
Oh, yeah, no question. Well, they made a joke about it in the Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
No, it's 22 and an eighth. That's what it was.
Because it was the sewer grade.
God, once again, I'm just going to air my opinion that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was one of the greatest films ever made.
I like the second one a bit better, but, the jokes...
Wow, you got to be the only one.
Of number 2 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Come on, I can't be the only one that likes that movie. It's the third one that sucks.
Oh, yeah, the third one's a fucking pile of garbage, but I don't feel that the second one is quite as good. I think the first one struck a more mature tone. So,
Definitely. I'll give you that. Definitely. Because, God, some of those jokes would not have been allowed nowadays. My favorite one being, what are you, claustrophobic? I never even looked at a man. I'm like, oh my God, how did I not catch that as a kid?
Oh, that was good. Oh, God, the guy who did Casey, he did an amazing job. Everyone, that was just one of those art from adversity. Kind of like Star Wars, plagued with problems through the whole thing, but everyone pulled through and created something really special, and that's what I feel about Ninja Turtles.
Because they were doing it with love, and that's something I kind of miss in movies. It's very rare nowadays you see a movie like that. You do. There are still movies like that, but it's just very rare.
I ain't seen one lately. Maybe Sonic the Hedgehog. Maybe.
I've seen a lot of the indie horror stuff. It's some of the stuff that Shudder has and stuff. You can tell, The Void.
Yeah,
The Void
the indie
is a good
stuff.
one. The
indie stuff is just,
I mean,
That's
I
just
well, I
people
didn't
making.
just mean like mainstream. I meant movies in
Oh,
general
well, yeah, but mainstream is really where the process has gone off the artistic rails, and now it's just
because
calculation
they
done
don't
in a
want to take any
boardroom.
chances.
Well, what they say about playing it safe. Eventually, the formula goes stale. Can't wait to see when this whole Marvel movie thing comes to a goddamn close. And I'm a guy who actually likes superhero shit.
So do I,
I'm
and
just about done with
I've not seen a Marvel movie since Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I'll say this much about Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I loved one, and I've said that's always been a flawed movie, but it was a fun movie. The second one was beyond boring, and if they had taken out the whole shit with Peter and just made it about Rocket and I can never remember his name, the other one, that would have been a better movie.
There's only so many of them. Um, it wasn't Groot because he was kind of out of the movie.
No, the whole Groot thing, he can get James Gunn can get fucked with Groot. Um, no, Yandar.
Yando.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him and
Yeah.
Rocket stuff where they were in the prison. That was great. That could have been its own movie and it would have worked. The shit with Peter was so badly done. Like it was one, if you know anything about the two characters, it was badly done. But that's Marvel for you. No one's surprised that they don't know shit about the characters anymore.
It's
I've
not
given
even
up
that.
complaining about
They
that.
disregard it at this point. They just whatever pays money.
Yeah, and I've officially gotten sick of that being the excuse everyone gives Marvel, and they've been giving Marvel for the longest time. Is it's okay, it's its own universe.
Oh yeah, sure it is. Meanwhile, the comics are crashing and burning. Diamond's going out of business. Marvel's just about to close up shop. They already laid off half their people. Uh,
Maybe you should have
Dynamite,
been.
they're going. Image Comics going.
Image
They're
Comics
all
isn't
going.
going anywhere.
Yeah, you don't think so? Well, maybe they're one of
No,
the less affected.
no.
But Dynamite's out.
Dynamite did that to themselves, and they're slowly recovering. IDW is going out of business, which is weird because they just bought a bunch of stuff.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
IDW.
IDW
Thank
did
you.
that to themselves. That's the big thing.
Well, no, the reason that it happened was because they put all their eggs in the Netflix basket, and then the shows came out, and no one gave a shit.
Which
I mean, who gives a shit about Vandal Hearts? No, not Vandal Hearts. Vagrant Queen. That's it.
I didn't even know it came out.
It did, and it was the grand opening and the grand closing. Kind of like Batwoman. Yeah.
I feel bad
Grand
for that
opening,
actress.
grand
At
closing.
least she got out.
Well, I mean, they're saying the word on the street is that it was a mutual thing. She said, "I hate it here," and they said, "We hate having you here." So,
Don't blame them.
yeah,
I mean,
well,
I'm sure she's
apparently
an
she was
absolutely fine actress. I've heard from multiple sources in other stuff she can act.
yeah, maybe if she gives a fuck about what she's doing.
I think
But
that's
if
with
that was
anybody,
the
though,
case here,
honestly.
I don't know. So some actors and actresses can get away with it. Like if Bill Murray doesn't give a fuck about what he's doing, he can actually pull that off.
It's because he's an actual actor.
Well, Bill Murray's one of the he's one of the greats. I like how they kept it kind of hush hush that he was in Zombieland, and it jumped
Yeah.
everyone by surprise.
Is there anything you regret? See, that joke was funnier when you know about the story for like real Ghostbusters
Oh,
and stuff. I'm like, that is the best. You know
Well,
that everyone's never forgiving you for all of that.
but that's not even part of it. Like the whole Garfield movie that he starred in, and it's a weird thread when you start pulling on it. You know how Lorenzo Music was voicing Peter
Well,
Venkman.
Well, that's the whole thing. He's the reason Lorenzo Music got fired from Real Ghostbusters, and they did the whole thing where the producers got involved with the show. It was because of Bill Murray. So the irony is, and why everyone thought it was funny was, well, you're doing Garfield, which was Lorenzo's Music's thing, and you fucked it up. Because why did you get hired? You sound like Garfield. And what did you originally do? You had a bitch fit about somebody that was Garfield playing you because you don't sound like Garfield. And lo and behold, you do.
It's kind of another. It's another funny thing that the only reason he ended up doing the Garfield movies was because he thought the director was someone other than who he actually was. He
Oh, you're
he
so
thought that
corny.
he thought the director was this independent movie guy who had been known for really weird psychological trippy shit. So he said, "Oh my God, this guy's doing a fucking Garfield movie. This thing's going to be a blast. I'm in." And then it turns out to just be some schmuck, some rando like first time director who had nothing in his vision but exactly what the studio told him to do. And by that, the ink was already on the contract, and Bill just had to suck it up, play the two movies.
Yeah, but still no one's ever going to let him live down the Garfield thing. Like, that's never going away. Whoever at the studio picked him, I think did it on purpose, and I think that's funnier.
We'll never know the true story, so you might as well make it fun, right?
Yep. Hell, I would have done it just to fuck with him because I would have been the one that would have been like, after it was all over, going, "Hey, you remember what you did to real Ghostbusters?"
I would have been like, "Hey, motherfucker, that's for Stonewall and Ghostbusters 3."
That too. I mean, we got a Ghostbusters 3. It's called the video game.
Yeah. We'll see how this new movie turns out. I'm
I
cautiously.
I have already ranted my ass off to a friend of mine who's listening to this. A couple of my friends, and one of them fucking hates me now because he realized I was right, and it pissed him off, and now he doesn't want to see the movie.
Oh yeah, well, I wasn't going to see it anyhow, but
Neither was I. As
I
soon
was
as I
hoping.
realized the demon dogs were in it, and I was the first one to catch it, I was
Oh
like,
no! It's
see,
just going to
you
be
had the
fucking
same
member
reaction
berries.
I did. There's no reason to bring the demon dogs in.
Remember AT-ATs? Remember Stormtroopers? Remember?
Like, I'm sure it's going to be a fine movie. I am absolutely sure it'll be fine. You don't
Be a
need the
movie.
demon dogs.
Let me put it this way: if they're going to have the demon dogs in there, better have a damn good explanation. It better not be another fucking replay of "Hey, Gozer's back, everybody."
Well,
Remember Gozer?
here's the thing. Gozer was never, at least it was hinted at in the novels and stuff, that Gozer was never, really, I guess the easiest way was released properly. So, he was never, or she was never sent back to her dimension, or the pathways to dimensions. So theoretically, she can still be around, which is fine. But at the same time, the demon dogs were only around specifically to open that gate. She doesn't have any access to the other demon dogs now. She can't get into the, into the realm. So, fuck you.
I thought the demon dogs were just there because those gargoyles were there.
No, they were
You know.
gatekeepers to open the door to let Gozer in. Because it was supposed to be,
Okay.
if you play the third game, it was kind of explained that,
The building was really custom made to be a doorway for
yeah.
Gozer. So those gargoyles were placed there on purpose and given the body they were given for that specific reason. Okay, so it was all by design.
Yeah, and Shandor had other places, so fine. As dumb as it is, I can see him having a mine. That's still stupid. Some of the other buildings made more sense. But at the same time, you don't need to bring in the demon dogs, and you gave it away because they're right there in the trailer. And I pointed it out to several people where you see them. And they're like, no. And then they listen to the background sound, and they're like, oh, fuck, it's a demon dog.
Didn't pay much attention to it. The last I heard of it, Paul Feig was threatening us with a 3.5-hour cut of Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh, yeah, no, I responded to him on Twitter about that.
Oh, I bet he enjoyed that.
I don't think anybody on that crew likes me, because I know I've gotten into it with at least 2 of them. I was hoping to get into it with 3 of them, because that's never going away, and I'm still pissed about what was said to me.
So you're just gonna go down the line.
I want to get into Hollywood just to go after every one of them, because I'm always going to be mad. There were no female Ghostbusters fans till our movie, and if you don't like our movie, then you're just an angry little boy with no friends. Really, we're going to get into this fight, bitch. Hate to tell you what most Ghostbuster fans are, because guess what? Girls kind of like those guys.
which is really funny to me because they're a bunch of schlubs. They're essentially like schlubby exterminators.
I know. But they had the. That's the thing people don't understand. They had the right attitudes. Like, Peter was not cute. Let's face it, Bill Murray's never been cute. Still be a guy I would date.
Well, the thing is that they're all. I don't know. It's just it was a perfect movie. It was a perfect movie for the time. It was made perfectly. It was cast perfectly. Everything just came together for one just glorious moment, and that movie was a result. Because think of it this way: no one else could have pulled that off. I don't think.
Well, remember, Bill Murray's part was originally supposed to be Jim Belushi,
Belushi.
which
Yeah,
is who
Belushi
Slimer's
was
based
better.
off of.
Like how they were like they stopped the sculptor who was making Slimer like 2 days before he was supposed to be done. And they were like, make him Belushi, make him Belushi. He's like, oh fuck, I don't know what to do. So he just adds eyebrows, and he's like, ta-da! And they're like, oh, it's him, it's him. And the guy's just like, whew.
Oh, thank God they're retarded. And you know what? I'm gonna die on this hill. I like Ghostbusters too. Why the fuck does it get so much hate? I like the River of Slime.
You can't say that it's as good as the original, but it's certainly not as bad as it could have been.
I really enjoyed it. So here's something I actually got to read after reading these, because I actually do read these when I'm done. Apparently, during the filming of Ghostbusters 2, here, well, not here, I'm not in New York anymore, but in New York while they were filming, because they were filming in Manhattan, parts of Brooklyn and Bronx. You know, mostly the normal areas you're going to film. They decided it would be smart, well, the studio did, not to leave the Ecto-1 unguarded in New York in the 80s. Anyone want to guess what happened? Constantly? Yep. So there's a story that I guess the director or the producer, after we read it again, told was they walked past the Ecto-1 there were no guards there. They were supposed to have guards there. They had specifically said, we need guards for this car. They weren't stupid. They knew. He walked by and he's like, man, that shit's gonna get jacked. 20 minutes later, somebody tried to steal it. They actually had to shoot most of the Ecto-1 scenes to one point, I think toward like the end of the movie or the middle of the movie, in LA, where they got more guards because people kept trying to steal it in New York, because it's the Ecto-1. I would try to jack that thing. It's not that hard to hotwire one of those. And yes, I know how to hotwire an older car.
If you can get the hood open, it's easy as pie.
I can hotwire my car. Mine's a 94. I've had to actually hotwire her once or twice when she wasn't working right. Granted, I had to get new wires after that because I accidentally fucked one of the wires.
Use the old screwdriver?
Yeah, and one of my friends, because he was helping me, decided it would be smart to take a knife and try to cut it like you see in, movies. And I had to get a whole new wire afterwards because you don't actually cut the wires like that. Well, yeah, he didn't want to strip it. He thought, because you know how in the movies they cut it and they just tie two together? That's what he tried to do.
because it's the movies.
Yeah. I know newer cars it's supposed to be harder to do. I don't know, like I said, I only know about older cars.
It's actually easier to do if you have a little bit of equipment on you. Like certain cars, you can just get them to start with an RF reader.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, like, especially luxury cars. Even a lot of luxury cars, they're built all the same way, per dirt assembly line. So they still have the components for a keyless remote, a keyless ignition. But, yeah.
You get back in your spot. This keeps trying to fall over. I actually didn't know that. I like I said, I've only had to hotwire one or two cars in my life, and it was not to break in or anything. One of them was legitly because the key got thrown somewhere, and we had to get the car out of there. I used to have if you want to talk about real irony, My grandpa left this to me before he died. It was a lockpicking kit, and someone broke into my car and stole it.
Let me guess. They broke the window.
Yes. And I'm like, I wouldn't be so mad. Like it was a lockpicking kit from I think like the 1940s or something. Yeah, it was an older one. It was more of an heirloom than anything else. I just thought it was kind of funny. As mad as I was, I'm like, you broke in and you only stole the lockpicking kit, really? They're not that hard to come by. Eh. All right, so that goes in the hole. This is so weird. I now actually want to see a Cadillac engine and see if this is how they're actually designed.
They are. They are ugly, big, large iron block sons of bitches. They are. Get a lot of power out of them, though. I'll tell you that much, especially for the day. I don't know if. I wonder if those originally ran on lead.
Well, I mean, they were used for hearses and ambulances.
Right? Ambulance. Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing about a caddy. Until you get into the malaise era of like 79, 82, you're not hurting for power. Any caddy out there right now, if you put the accelerator down and that thing will go. It doesn't matter how old it is or how heavy it is or how much of a fucking boat it is. It will hurtle itself down the highway with absolutely insane, reckless abandon. You wouldn't think something so large could get moving that fast, but by golly, I tell you, back in the day when they said a luxury car, that was as close as you were getting to a performance vehicle.
Well, I mean, I had always heard that the only way you could get them to really go is if you lit them on fire.
Well, yeah, like the 70s or that time around there, back when they had the whole gas crunch. Wasn't exactly much in the way of pleasant vehicles. Like, take the Dodge Omni as a way of an example.
How the fuck do you want me? How what? How does this work? There's got to be another piece back there that you're not showing me. That's retarded. That's not gonna work. I know enough about an engine that I know if you put a screw in, it's still gonna fall out. Give me some credit here. I'm not completely retarded. You've got to have a back piece to this. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're not interrupting anything. I was about to say, I think I'll buy the Eaglemosses Starship Enterprise and then split hairs when they include the warp core.
Go for it and then show pictures. They're having a sale right now, I think, for Memorial Day.
I could use my Trump bucks.
There you go. I mean, the only other thing to do with the Trump bucks is give it to a thought, and you're talking to the thought right here. Is this what you want me to do? Is put this in the hole and then put this in the hole?
My dog is about almost done. It's halfway through its head.
Woo! I can't wait to see what it looks like.
Here, I'll show you. I got plans for this piece of equipment, I can tell you that much.
He's going to do terrible things, guys, and we're going to see him on the news. He's going to be the next Chinese manufacturer of Katabukiya fakes and things like that.
Oh yeah, I'll be the guy who perfects the 3D printed machine gun. The ATF is going to come down on me hard.
How is this supposed to stay in? What is supposed to keep it in? I feel like there's like a piece missing here. Why are engines so fucking useless? Yes, I know what I said. Okay, there is a piece missing. There's got to be.
I honestly don't know what the hell they're doing. You know, they could have reduced that engine to like 5 parts, but instead it's like 20.
Oh yeah, no, there's still lots more to the engine to build too.
Yeah, that's going to take up enough fucking issues.
There's a part in this explanation missing. Because you're just supposed to put the screw in? Okay, but it comes back out, unless that's what the point is, which is dumb. Wait, is this actually going to move? Like, is this a piston? Yeah, no, is it? I don't know what the fuck
I
this is.
hope not,
What are you?
because if that's the case, then that would mean you'd have a crank rod and everything.
Finally, the
Drive
starter
force.
cylinder. Oh, it's a starter cylinder.
Okay.
Is it? Let's see. Use a single BM screw. Okay, done. Then insert drive pinion in the starter motor, fastening the piece together with an AP screw. Okay, you're screwing with me at this point. I can put the screw in, but it's not going to help. Yeah, whatever. You want me to put the screw in? You want me to put the screw in? I just do what you tell me to do. All right. I understand enough about engines to understand there's a... I have no idea what fell. Miko, what you doing over there? I can hear you, little girl. I'm sorry, I don't speak Russian. I feel like this would drive an actual mechanic crazy.
I'm probably going to kick out of it.
You know what? Fine. I stuck it in there. It's in the hole. Let's see. What's the next piece? See if we can get the engine done today.
What I'm going to see is I'm going to see your camera turn on at some point randomly like it did the other day and see you on the desk just going brrrr.
Yeah, engine go brrrr.
Rocking it back and forth on the desk, playing with it.
You don't know what I do during streams.
I know exactly what you do.
I have not cut myself with the raptor claw during streams, and you can't prove otherwise. You give me sharp objects, you know what I'm going to do with it. Okay. Alright, so that's going to stay. Why does it have to be such small? Why does it have to be so intricate? Like, I'm kind of, like, impressed, but at the same time, I hate them.
Cars are designed to drive mechanics crazy. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get you out of Joe's Auto Repair and get you into the dealership. So you can send money right back to the company. Problem is that they're certified car mechanics. Usually don't know what the hell they're doing either. So no one knows what the hell they're doing. So you better just cross your fingers and hope nothing goes wrong with your car.
This is true. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell my radiator exploded.
It's a weird thing.
It is! And it took out a belt, too. Or, yeah, a belt. Took out a belt. Wasn't too bad to fix it, but he got it. My mechanic who I've gone to for years, he got a kick out of it. He's like, so you broke your radiator? I'm like, he's like, and you took out a belt. I'm like, I'm now impressed with my car.
I don't know why he's saying you did.
Well, I mean, it's an old car. It's from '94, and it wasn't kept up that well before we got it, so... But the fact it still runs and it's under 100,000 miles.
That's the Toyota Camry. I mean, I don't know anyone who can talk shit on the Toyota Camry. They built those things out of, I don't know, probably some exotic material from science fiction that never breaks down. They're dependable.
Yeah, I've heard even like the newer Toyotas are supposed to be pretty good. I wouldn't mind getting a new car eventually. I know she's coming up on the fact where I can't fix her for much longer.
Now's the time. But, you know, a new car is overrated. I'd just get something used.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Like not like a brand new car. If I was gonna do that, there's like a Transformers looking. I think it's a Ferrari that I would get, but No. It's just because it looks cool and I'm that type of person. But no, I'd get something used. I'm not going full on new. I'm not a huge YouTuber.
You gotta get a. No,
I want to get myself a
I mean,
DeSoto, then I can just, run people over and I'll be fine.
only if it's the black and white.
Hell yeah. And I gotta get a little Max plushie to go in the car with me. Or Miko, I'll just put bunny ears on her.
I actually saw one of those at an auto show. They had it duded up like the freelance police cruiser and everything.
That
It was
is
a long.
amazing.
Well, no, it was in the Philadelphia Auto Show of something or other, and nobody knew what the fuck it was. They were like, "Freelance police, what the hell's that?" And I was younger at the time, but I had played Sam and Max. It came out, and I had a computer that could run the damn thing, and I was absolutely thrilled. I was like, "It's like in the game."
I would have lost my shit. I would have been so excited.
It makes me wonder if maybe it was Purcell himself who had it, but I don't think he has one.
I don't think so. I think he's moved on from Sam and Max entirely because now he's working up for Pixar. Which, yeah, guys, think about that. The Toy Story movies are being done by the guy that did Sam and Max. So now we're doing the carburetor and the air filter. You know, the thing that always goes first.
No, honestly, I don't see it. Unless he really mellowed out in his old age.
I think he did. I think he did.
That's a shame.
Well, I mean, it's Disney. You kind of gotta mellow out. You gotta be a good boy if you want that money.
I don't know. I never thought he was hurting for cash, but hey, you know what? I'm not going to question the man. He can do what he wants.
Oh, hell yeah. If I had a chance to work at an animation studio like that, I would take it.
Disney?
Nope! Not again!
Yeah, exactly. See, I told you,
I said an animation studio. I wasn't going to say which ones, but fuck Disney.
Actually,
hey, I'm out of that contract. I can say it. The gag order's finished.
If you ever get the chance, do it. Do it. Just sabotage shit. Draw dicks everywhere. You know, like how they used to do in the 90s.
Oh, you have no idea the evil we would have wrought upon that place. We already had scripts done and everything. That was going to go full-on Roger Rabbit and old-school Looney Tunes style jokes and stuff. Like, I'd do better at Warner Brothers than I would at Disney. Because I would have forced old-style animation and everything.
It used to be the bad boys of the industry. I'll tell you that.
I'm going to fucking Warner if I'm getting my choice. Just, I think I'm never going to get a job. I can tell you this, I don't think there's ever going to be me working at Netflix. I think I've burned that bridge.
No way, no.
I shit on them bad last night, too, and everyone started retweeting it. I'm like, well, didn't think that was going to get popular. Why do you people only like my shit posts?
I don't think you're what it takes to work at Netflix. Namely, I don't think your hair's the right color.
Yeah, it is.
I think
I've got just enough
blue.
curl and nappiness. Oh, yeah, you meant that. I think... I can do the nappy
I know
head
for a fact. I know for a fact they don't give a rat's ass about race that much because I know a few people who sent pitches out to them, and they got shut down hard. Mostly because what I understand is their stuff was mostly apolitical. It was just like an adventure show, kind of like a Indiana Jones sort of thing. But they shut that shit down immediately.
Well, like,
No
like, my stuff wouldn't have been political. There was literally in the scripts that we wrote, because we got about 5 scripts done, there was one joke that could have been seen as, like, a political thing, and it was just, like, Chandler and Weasel talking. And, Weasel calls, Miko, two-tone. As in, like, 2 tones of black and white. And Chandler was supposed to be the one that goes, "You can't call her that, oh my god!" And, we were like, this is so fucking stupid, it's funny. That's, like, the only joke we would have gotten away with that did that.
We'll admit, that's a pretty funny line. I like that.
Because it just would have been full-on Chandler being the richer of the characters, being the one to say that, whereas Weasel is, the street character, so him saying that isn't a surprise to anybody. And Miko going, I have no idea what that means. But that would have been the only type of quote-unquote political joke we had. But that's like old-school Tiny Toons is where we kind of got that from. I don't want politics and sexuality in my cartoons. I just want to make something. Well, no, I shouldn't say sexuality considering the jokes. I want to get into it. But, like, I don't want huge romances and stuff like that. I just want to tell stories and have fun with it. I want something kids of all ages can enjoy.
You can get your foot in the door just by completely, basically just make a parody of whatever you think they want, and chances are they'll go ape shit for it. I mean, shit. She-Ra got, 6 seasons?
5, and have you seen how it's been getting shit on?
I haven't, honestly. I saw it.
It's terrible. But no, like, the writer for it was going on and on about the original Filmation. How, they were sexist and homophobic and stuff. Who wants a little secret about Filmation that I learned personally from one of the people that work there? Who shall remain nameless.
Run by the gays.
Yes! In fact, the designer of She-Ra was a lesbian.
Of course it was. I wouldn't be surprised to find out the guy who did He-Man was gay.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was.
Come on.
Everybody basically in that studio, the animators, it was the first really gay animation studio. It was not called Filmation in the industry. It was called Gaymation. Look at...
Hey, let's face it, Skeletor had his thing going on. He'd swish.
And his voice actor, by the way.
Also gay?
I actually don't know. I think he's actually straight, but I've gotten to talk to him a few times. Very, very nice man. Very much a gentleman. But he's the one that used to call it Gaymation. I think he's actually straight, because I think he has kids. But...
Nothing.
I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. Your sexuality doesn't matter when you're working on a show. You're doing something for kids.
Point. Everyone has to make every component of their personality or whatever they're using as a personality be central to whatever project they're working on at any given time. That's something that's been lost in this world where they're saying, oh, if you're not a gay person in your personal life, you can't play a gay person on TV.
Well, honey, I just love doing it, so fuck you.
Don't hold to that because A, fuck you, and B, it's called acting for God's sake.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear any of this. I don't want to hear any of this. I don't know what they call it.
Bullshit?
No, they have a word for it where. Man, I can't keep up with all the buzzwords. There's like
I ignore
a
most of the
quarter
buzzwords.
billion of them.
Why did I just get a flash of Skeletor going, oh, darling, I just love what you've done with the drapes. Oh my god, we need somebody that can do Skeletor's voice. I want Skeletor to say that.
Hey, He-Man! See, I'm not good at it.
I know a couple people that can do it. I have to go contact them, though. But, like, that's the thing. Like, if I'm hiring people, because, okay, spoiler, the Forgotten Toon, both of those guys, like, our main crew, very much. And it didn't matter. They were very much. And it didn't matter. At all.
The big guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, especially our animator. And oh my god, I fucking love that man because gay men are the best. Did not matter. You couldn't even tell by talking to him. Unless you've talked to him long enough. Didn't matter. Because it shouldn't. You're working on a project and you're working together. Hell, I can tell you for a fact we have a gay character in the comic. And it's going to surprise everybody who it is. It is not the character anyone's expecting. But guess what? The introduction of it is just going to be that person introducing their partner, and that's it.
So you're going to pull a, what you call it? Onward?
I actually haven't seen Onward. Is that what they did?
Yeah, they kind of there was a police officer, and she just mentioned, like, she was like, oh, my daughter something something, and my wife says this, and then they closed it. Yeah, everyone made a big goddamn deal out of it, but I thought to myself, well, that's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, like that's always been my thing. Like gay, straight, anything like that. It's gonna be such a mundane thing. It is gonna be such a mundane, normal thing because I think it's funnier that way because everyone expects this big, grand show, and if you do it just like a normal meeting, everyone's just like, what? Where's the gag? Well, that's the gag. It's the normal thing. It's not mage. I can tell you right now, it's not mage. Okay, so I need. Did I grab the right one or did I just fuck myself?
I hate to say this, but if it goes to fan art, then everyone's gay. Or everyone, I don't know, depending upon what nationality gets a hold of it, everyone has a dick.
Well, my favorite thing is when I did announce one of the characters was gay, we had a huge uproar of people demanding it be the detective. And I've always thought that was funny. And because I always ask them, like, why do you think it's the detective? It's always the same answer. Because she looks like she should be gay. I'm like, what do you mean?
People who were all about that skin deep shit.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean? Well, she dresses like a guy. I'm like, yeah, so do I. What's your point? Okay, I'm missing a part here.
If you're getting shit done.
So I need. Oh.
So I'd be way into an action hero who's straight up dressed like a 50s housewife. That would be hilarious to me.
We do have an upcoming joke for the swimsuit issue that you're going to like then. Which I can announce officially that if we hit that goal, if anybody knows the artist Cicada, he has agreed to come on and do a few pages.
Never heard of him.
You've seen him, the big-titted Lily on the controller.
The really, really big one?
Yeah, one of the really big knockers.
Oh, okay.
That's him.
Inconveniently large.
You know what? He likes drawing them big, and I've always just let the artist do their thing.
Well, you know what? That's a taste I can get behind.
So, okay, so that goes in like that. You know, these are really oh wait, how the hell do you want me to do that? Do I remove a piece or no? Is it supposed to fit in there? How? Okay, no. Is there supposed to be a hole in the butt? There's no hole. Did you forget to drill a hole? Oh my god, did you? Or am I just grabbing the wrong... God, I hope I'm grabbing the wrong piece.
They wouldn't have drilled a hole because it's injection mold.
I found the piece. It was, there's two pieces that look exactly the same. I know you guys really can't see what I'm doing. It's itty bitty little pieces. Detective dresses like a guy and Lily doesn't wear anything. Actually, in the comic, she does wear clothes. The whole nudity thing is only for the channel because it's funny. And it pisses off feminists for some reason. Which I will never understand. Okay, so
honest question for you.
Ask away.
I don't think you're going to have an answer for me. What doesn't piss off feminists? Is there a thing on this planet?
Oh, I know what doesn't piss off feminists. Blue hair dye.
No, there's got to be a few who are like, blue's the color, patriarchy. Patriarchy.
Oh, if it's called like blue manly or something. Yeah, I don't understand, like, being able to be that angry constantly just annoys me. Like, I can't even be angry for more than, 5 minutes? You've seen me rant. I can't stay angry for very long.
It's gotta be exhausting because I am an angry person. I'm right there with you. I can't do it.
Like, I get mad. I do my rants and stuff. I completely and utterly exhaust myself. I can't understand being mad for more than a few minutes. Like it's mind-boggling. Like congratulations on having that kind of stamina.
You got mad the way you fucked.
I don't think you want to stick your dick in crazy. Don't fuck a feminist.
God knows, done it once or twice.
Male, blue is a male gender. Because Lily is an anthropomorphic sexy unicorn that men can fap to. Yes, and by the way, fuck bronies. I'm just going to remind everyone I hate bronies. Just because I got inundated with them. Because they kept telling me that Lily was a ripoff of My Little Pony. Even though I've kind of had her in design for God knows how many years.
Also, that really doesn't track with me because our style is completely different.
Yeah, no, and if you ever want to piss off a brony, and I've had to say this quite a few times, she doesn't have a tramp stamp.
Yeah, I know. I don't know much about My Little Pony. A girl I was seeing for a few years. She was really into it. Like, really not talking into it.
I have a friend that's a brony, and I've watched the show because I liked John Delancey. So I've seen that
No, I
stuff.
don't. They even looked at one or two episodes. And then he loves some documentary.
I mean, it's not a terrible show. It started out pretty okay. Like, when they first had, like I said, John Delancey's character, and he was actually threatening and stuff, it was fun. Then they made everything retarded. Because they started, like, bowing down to the bronies. And it's like,
Yeah. Leading into that social justice.
And no, I think one of my favorite things, and I saw the episode because my friend had me watch it, is they have one of the characters dressed like a girl. But he does it because he wants to, because it's like a sister's day, similar to a father-son thing. And he dresses like a girl so he can be there for his little sister. And I'm like, okay, that's really cute. I knew he was transgender. Holy shit. Do transvestites not exist to you people? It's a joke on Mrs. Doubtfire. That's why they did it. It was like, an homage to Mrs. Doubtfire. And I thought that was funny. I really did. And
did
then,
the guy they had do Robin Williams?
I don't think he talked. I don't think that pony talked, but it was just funny. And like a voice actor that I'm friends with, Scott McNeil, was on it. And I actually gave him the pony that he was on the show at a con, which that was a mistake. But like, bronies are the worst of both worlds. It's funny when you call that little thing on the side of the pony, I think it's a cutie mark, when you call it a tramp stamp, holy crap, they lose their minds.
I like that the whole My Little Pony fandom kind of attracted a bunch of people who tried to be edgy with Technicolor cartoon horses, and that just cracked me up.
How do you be edgy with Technicolor horses?
I don't know. Like Sonic.exe, that kind of shit?
Yeah. No, I know. I know, because I know somebody sent me a game. Oh, what was it called? It was some Pinkie Pie thing, and it was like she was a psycho killer.
Yeah, that was a meme that persisted in there for a while, because in one of the episodes her hairstyle kept changing when she gets sad, and so I guess they made the leap that she was like a Norman Bates type. She could be perfectly normal and cheery, and then suddenly drag someone. Honestly, I'll always be. I prefer to go with the Max G translation of everything, but hey, you know what? What do I know?
Yeah.
Hey, stay out of my shed.
I've seen that. Yeah, okay, I know about that. But like, and I'm fine with that. Okay, I grew up, late 80s and stuff. So I saw the original cartoon. I actually have one or two of the older My Little Ponies. Family members would give me that shit. And I had a really pretty one. It was like blue with stars on it that one of my dogs chewed up. Fuck that dog. It wasn't Miko, trust me. It was an asshole dog. But like I had the older stuff, and I'm looking at the ones nowadays, and some of them are cute. Like somebody gave me a Celestia figure. Like I guess a really rare Funko one. Somebody had sent me that because of my nickname online is Tia. I guess they call that character Tia. So I like that. I have a couple of Doctor Who's figures because I used to like Doctor Who and stuff. So some of the stuff I like. But like I've seen stuff in the show and I'm just like, the fuck? Like these characters are completely neurotic and psychotic. And it would have been funnier if they would have played on that. I get it wouldn't have been a kids show. But those characters are kind of all assholes. Why do they keep beating up that little fucking dragon? Why do they hate that thing? I don't get it. Is it because it's a boy?
Maybe. Maybe it's a. I ain't gotta say that shit.
You have to be careful. I already know I'm gonna get in trouble eventually.
He's something really fucked. So I ain't gonna.
Okay, let's see.
Now you know what's crazy? I tell you, I've been blacklisted by the Steven Universe fans.
Oh, hey, you're lucky. I've bitched at them a couple of times. They don't like me.
Oh no, you don't understand. I actually like that show. God help me.
Oh, I'm sorry that you have shit taste. No wonder you're watching my stream.
But here's the thing I did. I actually wrote a continuity to where because one of the arcs of the show is this gem invasion, which is essentially an alien invasion.
Oh, I know. I've watched the show.
So I wrote this continuity where the governments of Earth actually become aware of this because they seem surprisingly absent during the goings-on.
Right? Where the fuck are they?
And so I drew this great picture. I'll have to show it to you. It's like a World War II propaganda of a soldier in what appears to be mobile infantry armor with a necklace that has like 6 broken gems on it, and he's smiling, and it says, "Bring something shiny back home to the keep the only good gem is a dead gem."
I fucking love that idea. That would have been fun. That would have made that show so much more interesting. Except, instead of the terrible messages they was giving.
Yeah, and so the idea is that Steven was actually forced to choose who he was going to side with, whether he was going to side with Earth or this invasion force. And it was, I don't know, I thought it was interesting. I wrote a few little treatments on it.
How dare you? Don't you know you're not allowed to write anything good to go with Steven Universe? It has to be bad writing. Otherwise, it's not. And you have to make sure every character is just the right shade of pink or purple. Otherwise, you're a racist.
And it also, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was funny, but it triggered people because,
oh no, from what I know about that fan base, if you sneeze the wrong way, it triggers people.
Well, yeah, I mean, they tried to get this poor girl to commit suicide just because she drew one of the chunky characters thin.
They went after one of the writers of the show, or one of the storyboardists.
Well, I got notes on that show as far as their ability to maintain proportions.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't have a character bible. That's why.
they didn't have a lot.
Yeah, no. I know people that worked in one of the studios, and because it was an old schoolmate of mine. Like, that wasn't a joke. They actually didn't give the animators bibles. And you need that because it tells you exact sizing, what faces you can give, what faces you can't give, the exact style of motion, stuff like that. It was everything I've heard about that. Like, everybody fucking hated working there. Like, it was so volatile. And you can't blame the animators. They're just doing their job. Like, I don't blame any of the animators on that show. I feel bad for them because most of them are good. Really good animators.
Yeah, you got to feel, you got to get a paycheck somehow, and the opportunities aren't what they used to be. But I know that they didn't drop character sheets, anything like that. And the reason is, and I put my head in my hand when I heard this. They said the reason is the show creator, Rebecca something or other, she wanted everyone to interpret shit the way they felt. And
that
to me,
is not how you do animation. Not at all.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was just bullshit. I think they were just covering for the fact that something went horribly wrong overseas when they were doing the in-betweening or whatever.
Well, here's one of the things that has always confused me. Like, she said early on there were male gems. Where the fuck were they? Oh, we don't need to talk about the Thundercats cameo in Teen Titans. That pissed everybody off when they started mocking the dead voice actor. Don't get me started on that one. That pissed everyone off, and that show doesn't belong anywhere but in a garbage can.
Wait, what? Okay, never mind. Let's not even get into that because
No, because if you
I'm
liked
not
anything
particularly
from the
fond of Teen Titans Go, and
not
I've
even
heard
it's not even Teen Titans
abysmal
Go.
shit.
It's what the fucking people from Thundercats Roar did. Like, did you I didn't even like the original Thundercats. I've seen it. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I understand, the relevance of it. I did like some of the story. I think it was a lot of stuff was kind of well done. One of the voice actors died, and I can't remember which one it was. So what do? They show his fucking skeletal remains of his character.
Wow, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, like when everyone caught that, Panthro, thank you. Panthro's original voice actor died before, he could come back and do anything, which look when the show was. It's and you know why they get away with that? Because the original creator's dead. He was murdered. It's they have the people that do Thundercats Roar have no respect for what they're doing. And that's always been a thing of mine is if you have no respect and you don't do any research, you have no right to work on a project. Like if I was given a show and even if I didn't like the original, I would watch every episode. I do every bit of research I can to at least do a bit of to do an homage to that show, even if it's not going to be perfect.
You know, I do believe you're right. I mean, people aren't looking for. I don't, and a lot of people say, "Oh, we're not going to do the same thing, so don't ask for it." And I say, and I think you're right. People don't really want a one-for-one remake. They just want a little respect, for the original. Just a
You
little
can
regard.
do a remake and not have it connected with the original, which is fine. But if you at least show homages, like the Thundercats 2011 show, that did a lot of homages to the original. It was a completely different story, let's face it. But they did enough to show respect to the original show. That's why a lot of people liked it. Also, learn how to fucking animate, or at least let animators fucking animate, and not look like. I
Is
hate the
that
cow
enough
art style.
for Lion Cast More? Thundercast More?
I hate that. I thought that show was scrapped with the reaction. I was like, why are you back? You were supposed to be scrapped.
What I don't understand is that this is, for whatever reason, well, it's over now, but there was a point in history, for like the past 3 or 5 years, where people made things, I am convinced, just to spite the original fans.
That's going on right now. That's why
Nah,
Thundercats Roar exists.
it's over now. Because let's face facts, we live in a post-COVID economy now. The money that they used to just find lying around, and they could walk into a boardroom and be like, I want to piss off the fans of Ghostbusters. And they'd be like, that sounds like a good idea. We'll get lots of Twitter checkmark verified backpats. What an investment. That shit's over. That shit is over.
Well, okay, that's the thing, Devil. Shows are always going to have plot holes. Like, I've explained this before to people who don't understand. No matter how much you write a novel, no matter how much you write a comic, no matter how much you write a show, there's always going to have to be plot holes. It's just what happens. You can't 100% explain everything. It would take too much time, which is fine. You can have them. That gives fans, something to talk about and stuff. You're never going to get perfect with stories. Like, there's plenty, like, even my comic's going to have, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be plot holes. There's going to be really stupid fucking plot holes. I know it. When I made The Forgotten Tomb, we were already talking about plot holes. People are okay with plot holes. The reason, like, with Star Wars and stuff like that, nobody would have given a shit about plot holes in the new one if it had been done right. I'm Rey Skywalker.
I
You
haven't even
really
seen
wanted to
that
put that
fucking
in your
movie yet.
fucking movie and not think anyone's going to walk out?
I'm convinced that I'm Rey Skywalker was the point at the end of the movie, and they wrote in reverse to get to that point.
I feel like that should have been a blooper. That they were just like, fuck it, I want to see the reaction.
Thanks, Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, she's already fucking him over by hiring people without the okay of the board. I'm waiting to see what happens after all this. She's trying to burn that shit down before she leaves next year.
Oh yeah, she is. Like I said, I'm really into the idea that Epstein's personal assistant is going to be writing the Star Wars movie
Yeah, she is. She
show,
was hired without an okay too. So I don't know if she's
because
gonna
now
stay.
what I want is a hut that looks suspiciously like Epstein.
I would
You know,
watch that.
bringing in girls to the casting couch, like, boss dude.
All right, I'm gonna say something that's going to piss everybody off. It wasn't Ryan Johnson that fucked up Star Wars. It was J.J. Abrams. He's a fucking terrible director and writer.
J.J. Abrams. Everyone thinks his shit doesn't stink, but he's never done anything good. I'm sorry. That's the hill I'm willing to die on.
Him and M. Night Shyamalan can both get fucked for all I care.
Fucking Lost was good until he actually had to write his way out of it. He couldn't bring Lost in for a landing. He fucked Star Trek up entirely.
We don't need to talk about those. At least those were in their own universe.
Fun.
At least they were in. All I can say about his Star Wars Star Trek is at least he established it was its own universe, which is fine. I'm okay with that. If they would have done that with Star Wars, and I keep saying they need to do this and they need to make this announcement when Kathleen Kennedy's gone, just say the whole Rey stuff, its own universe, Disneyverse, and then you have whole canon.
Oh my god, you don't understand. If I owned like a big company, if I had like Jeff Bezos money, I would buy Star Wars off of Disney. I'm sure I could for like a song and a dance at this point. And I would put in the contract that the Disney movies would have to be retitled to the Space Land Adventures or some shit. I wouldn't let them call themselves Star Wars anymore. I'd fucking strip that right the fuck off.
Are you kidding? If I had the money, I'd buy most of Disney's IP properties and try to save them.
I'd get the chance.
You know what? Yeah, no, give it back to fucking Lucas. Give it fucking back to Lucas.
Apparently they are. Apparently George has been spotted around the lot.
He's been working on The Mandalorian, which, by the way,
drinking his coffee.
They fucked up The Mandalorian season 2 because Kathleen Kennedy was involved. Spoiler.
Oh yeah? Great.
Were you really that surprised? As soon as the fucking last movie failed, she came sniffing around. I knew something was already going to happen when she was like, guys, baby, stop calling it Baby Yoda. It's a girl. I'm like, who the fuck cares?
No, it's not.
Who the fuck cares if it is or not? It's a baby fucking Yoda. Because his species doesn't have a name, officially, as far as I know. And I know Jack and Dick about Star Wars. It's a baby Yoda.
Well, at this point, what you know might not count for much. Shit, I used to be a real big Star Wars buff.
Yeah, how do you
now
feel
everything I know is wrong. Yeah. I mean,
but
shit.
It's really, really hard to write movies when you don't have anything to work on but 3 movies.
Oh my god, I practically choked on my tongue when I heard that shit because everyone like me, I mean, and there's a lot of us, God help us all, we were all like, come on, let's have with Grand Admiral Thrawn, let's do that whole cycle. Come on, let's get that thing going because that was fucking magnificent set of novels.
You're not allowed to have good novels. Get the fuck out of here.
You can tell
when they were like, when Kathleen Kennedy's like, we're gonna do the Old Republic movie, and everyone's like, yay! And I'm like, it's Kathleen Kennedy, you dumb fucks. Do you not learn?
Also, what exactly do they think they're gonna do better than BioWare has already
it's not
done?
Canon anymore, remember?
Yeah, well, I got a canon for him.
I think so does everybody else. Look, all I know is now she even announced they want to do a Mara Jade series. I'm like, you fucking removed her. She doesn't exist, remember?
You can't do that because there was no Emperor's Hand because apparently fucking Palpatine's cranking out clones like
and
it's
fucking bitches. Goddamn Palpatine's a pimp. I love that. I do love that idea that Palpatine's just a pimp.
Well, I tell you this, Mara Jade was, I mean, I don't understand why they got rid of that. That was, well, of course, but, she's I don't know, eponymous sort of strong female character.
You're not allowed to have that kind of. You're not allowed to have a real female. I lost a fucking thing. Damn it.
Uh-oh. I mean, shit. She was able to. She could take Luke for hook or crook. You know, the way they introduced that whole situation was fucking amazing.
Don't forget, she got killed off because a fucking female writer got pissy with the original writer of her.
Yeah, Timothy Zahn. That's the guy who created that whole thing. Man, what
he
a
knows how to create a woman.
champ.
Christ almighty. She was bangable, and I'm a straight girl saying that.
But she was also capable. That was the funny thing
That's
about
the problem. She was capable. You can't have a capable woman nowadays. You have to have one that screams and doesn't do anything but has all the power. Where the fuck? Shut up. None of you guys can see what's going on here. Ah! No, don't keep moving farther away from me. I'm so glad my camera's within distance that I can't be seen for once. Keep ranting. I'm busy trying to find one little tiny screw.
Well, I mean, shit. At this point, anything I've said about Star Wars has already been said 100,000 times already. But
I didn't lose the part.
I
I only lost the screw. Where's the part? Shut up.
I tell you what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for them to pull the plug on this whole Star Trek misadventure they're on.
Oh, the Picard one?
Oh my.
I have heard nightmare. Oh, they're gonna bring Wesley in.
They should at this point. What harm could it possibly do?
I laughed. I'm
Have
like,
Wesley
I'm for this.
Let Wesley take over the series. Give him a bunch of loose plot holes from the fucking Next Generation movie. Put him in a big cowboy foam hat for all I fucking care.
I'd watch
do it.
that. I hate that actor.
Yeah, he's a fucking social justice warrior fucking
He
wimp.
blocked me because I bitched him out about the Star Wars thing, and because I'm a woman, and he was saying there that because of the way Star Wars fans act, there are no female Star Wars fans. He fucking blocked me.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't exist.
That's
I've told you
crazy
before, I don't fucking exist.
I actually, man, you're like Schrodinger's woman over here.
I kind of am. Because I don't act like a feminist. I'm a fucking, like, I am the epitome of an old school tomboy. I always have been. I'll hang out with a mess of guys before I go fucking clothes shopping with a bunch of girls. I'll go play football before I go, what the fuck do women do? Do their nails? I don't fucking do, look at my fucking nails. I don't fucking do these. Do they look like they're manicured? That's what they call it, right?
I guess so. You're asking the wrong guy, kid.
Why is this not staying in the hole? Is it? Did they?
Trying to think of something good, like something that says the world's not going to shit.
My comic's coming out soon.
Yeah. So what's the deal with that? You gonna have it printed out and everything?
We're gonna have looks like there are 2 shops where we're gonna have it. It's gonna be print to order, so that you can be able to get physical issues, and we won't have to order like 1,000 of them. And you can still get the digital, and everyone that's a patron, no matter what level you are, you're still gonna get a free copy of the new one because you guys have worked so hard. It was supposed to come out this month. Bosco got a little busy with projects he needed to get done faster, which I understand. So, you know, we've got it almost done. We've got to work on the rest of Carl's story, which is coming out really good, and the cover, and then we're done. Well, we also have to do the credits page because our editor needs some damn credit.
So explain to me, Carl. Is it Carl Thulu?
Yes, because I'm not funny. And my little response to naming characters is what is... I like naming characters the dumbest thing I can. I think it's funny.
I like the concept. Just this this old, strangely buff bartender. The kind of guy bends your ear, but actually one of the great old ones. I like it. I like it. What can I say?
Even the old
It's
ones need a day job.
it's funny to me. It's also funny to think that this kind of malevolent entity outside of the realm of human knowledge actually isn't as bad as he seems.
He's a good boy. And that's the whole thing, was we designed Carl as a joke because you guys kind of when I did the Call of Cthulhu game and we did like the picture of the detective, and oh yeah, that's gonna be another more funny one, is a couple of people have figured out what the detective is called in the book. And two people have figured it out. One person who figured it out literally eyed me and went, "Fuck you, that's not funny." And I'm like, that is the response I was looking for. That is literally the response I'm looking for.
There you go.
Because you still laughed, even if you don't want to admit it. But, like, I like doing that kind of thing. Like, Mage has got another name. Spoiler, Mage will get a different outfit in the later on in the comic because we want to avoid copyright bullshit. Like, we've done so many dumb jokes, and it's just like the bar is called The Nest for a reason. Simplistic jokes usually work. That's how I see it.
Hey, you know what? What you just said. What's the old saying? You'll never go broke playing to the cheap seats.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. Who the hell doesn't want Cthulhu to serve them drinks? And then he has a bunch of pet little Godzillas. Why? Because fuck you, it's funny.
It works. I'm not gonna lie, kid. It works. The whole Godzilla in the ocean. I can see it.
I'm still trying, like, I still think it's mind-boggling that Carl was made as a joke. Like, after that picture, everyone kept requesting Cthulhu and every other thing for like 3 solid months. And after that, we just kind of showed him as a bartender, and people started figuring out who he was. And they're like, I kind of like this. He's like the best character. I'm like, why? Why is he the best character to you guys?
Plenty of things started out as a joke. Shit. I mean, it's funny how that kind of thing. Knight Rider started out as a joke. So that's also one of the that's also one of the best things.
Why is this not screwing in proper? I've been fighting with the same piece for like 20 minutes, and I don't know why it's not screwing in the way it's saying it should.
I think everyone has another name in that comic.
Almost everybody does. Trinity's the only one that's literally just named Trinity, because
Anne's got Ninja Turtles started out as a joke, sort of a collaboration between two guys in the living room. That's absolutely true. Ninja Turtles started as a joke.
I mean, hell, the whole thing with Stunning and the Detective, that was a joke because somebody noticed one of the New Year's pictures, the one I usually use on the thing. Everybody kind of liked that idea of them together. So when we did the original first issue, that was all Bosco that wrote that, by the way. The whole Stunning Shock story. Like, he wanted to keep that joke going because he thought it was funny. He's like, everybody thinks they're together. We're going to have them together. I'm like, they would kill each other. Oh, I see why you want to do it.
Oh, man. I tell you this. For about 10 minutes there, they were talking about doing a Freakazoid movie.
God, that would be amazing. You get the
I
original
know.
writers back, I would be so down on seeing. I would pre-order that fucker.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. It's assuming they do it right, but from the way they were sounding it, they're actually going to take an honest swat at it, which I think you have to forgive me, but I forget the actors they were eyeing for it, but something fell through. You know how it is,
Oh,
development
God.
hell. But just
I'll tell you what. I know people are excited for and I'm gonna get crucified for this one, and I know I am. I know everyone's excited about the Animaniacs remake or the Animaniacs series coming out. I have serious worries about that.
yeah, same here.
because I've been watching how Steven Spielberg's been acting, and I'm like, you're not acting the way you used to. We're
No,
fucked.
he's gone soft. He's gone soft, and possibly even soft on the head. I saw. You know what? Actually, I'm not about to blame. I'm not about to blame Crystal Skull on him. He pretty much
No,
just
that wasn't him. That was all
he
Lucas.
sat back and let Lucas go nuts.
I mean, have you ever heard about, and I've talked about this before, the phone call for the writer for the Indiana Jones comics, or the novels, what happened with him and Lucas, and how how the writer had to call Steven Spielberg because he was legitimately getting worried?
I haven't heard this one, but I bet it has something to do with aliens.
No, but that would have been a lot less creepy. So
Oh,
Lucas kept, when they were starting the novels, because I guess the novels came after the movies. Yeah, they came after the movies. The writer for all the novels was working on them, and Lucas was calling him, and I can't remember the girl's name from the first one, the woman. So Lucas wanted her and Indy to be sleeping together since she was 12. And the writer's like, I'm literally gonna quit if you want that. I'm not gonna do this. And he kept asking him to do it. And like eventually the writer had to call Spielberg and go, look, you need to handle this guy. He's creeping me the fuck out.
childhood friends I get, but there's a line that you got to draw with this kind of.
I was like, that's like you can see he's talked about it in interviews. The writers talked about it in interviews. That's how I found out about it. I'm like, okay, maybe we don't let Lucas write any things because he seems to like to write kids with older people, and that should be something people might want to look into. Just saying. No allegations, just saying.
Fiend.
I'm not suffocating, I'm right here. Your brown girl's right here. What the fuck do you want from me?
Wasn't forgive me. I don't recall her name. What was she like 2 years younger than Indy himself or Henry, if you must?
I guess I don't actually know. I wasn't huge on the Indiana Jones series. I think I've seen the movies once or twice. But like I thought that was funny. I'm like, the writer's just like, I want no part of this, you creepy motherfucker. Why?
That's some big time creeping.
I would have been like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Literally find any other writer. And trust me, I've had to do writing jobs where people wanted that kind of thing, and I'm like, look, no. Also, don't pay someone $20 to design you a character, then not want the character, then get mad that person's like, I like this, I'm keeping it then. You paid me, you don't want it anymore.
Fighters keepers, bitch.
Basically. Finally. There we go.
God. Now that you mention it, I think that might be true. I think George Lucas liked Shota.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
that would explain fucking episode 1. The kid's 11, the girl's 22. Come back to my ship, Annie, and we can explore the galaxy together.
Have you ever seen this thing called anime, Annie? You'll really learn some things from it.
Hey kid, want an SS?
Get in the hole. I know I have to force it in. Shut up. Oh, I was forcing it in backwards. There we go. I didn't know it had a nub on it, and anything I say from this point on.
Well, we'll know it's true when George Lucas opts in to direct the Dragon-made movie.
I would pay to see that. I think I would pay to see that.
Well, look at the guy. He's probably a huge fucking weeb.
Most of them are. I hate to say it, but you really can't find a good director unless he is at this point.
Well, the problem is that, and I hate to be the guy to say it, but the only people who are trying anything new story-wise is fucking Japan.
No, they aren't right now. All they're doing is just announcing continuations and spin-offs.
Well, I don't know. But I tell you, I'm getting sick of this isekai shit.
Oh, don't worry. Now for the next year, it's just going to be spin-offs and continuations of shows that should be very much dead.
Oh, yeah? For example?
Demon Slayer, and it's not even being done by the original person. Inuyasha, Naruto's been doing it for
Hey, no
years.
way.
Yes, and from what I was seeing, the only thing the original writer is doing is just the art.
Next thing you know, you're going to tell me they're bringing Tenchi Muyo back. What is this, the
No, that's
90s?
dead. I think that's dead. I don't think you get that back.
I actually wouldn't mind that back. That was a
I enjoyed
funny
it.
show back in the day.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked Outlaw Star, but then again, I was a
Fucking,
Cowboy
have you ever seen the
Bebop
episode
guy.
that wasn't on TV?
Hell yeah, I have. I like that show. It's dumb, but it fucking works.
Okay, opinions on Trigun.
Never heard of it.
You've never seen Trigun? Oh my god, I think you would love that show.
I probably would. It's got gun in it.
It's got gun, it's got space, it's got Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a look.
Amazing. It is fucking one of the voice actors in it is Leonard Nimoy's son or nephew.
No shit.
Yeah, it's such a good show. I loved it. The comics the manga is better because of course it explains more. Avoid if you go to watch the movie, which is after you watch the series. Don't watch the English dub because that one was done by Funimation and they fucked over the voice actors. So fuck them.
I'll be honest with you. I'm really touchy when it comes to English dubs. I've only
Trigun's English
actively
dub is a must because Johnny Young Bosch is the main character and he is amazing. That one's a must.
like I watched the Cowboy Bebop English dub and I watched the Overlord English, which I think is an isekai show, isn't it? Technically.
Yeah. I liked it. That one makes me laugh my ass off just for I think it was season 3's opening. Get this bitch off me! Oh, he's so wonderful.
I like the fact that it at least explores an idea that he's kind of bound by the rules of the world he finds himself in, and when he deviates from it too much, he gets his ass fucking readjusted by fate or whatever, that blue glow that keeps like turning him back into a character in the world is. Truthfully told, you kind of forget after a while that it's a fish out of water story because he actually adjusts to the world he finds himself. So I don't know why they even bothered. Yeah, but I don't know why they went with that angle because the story works fine as just the story of the evil overlord.
Yeah, I think they wanted to show why he can't go too overpowered, and they wanted to show why he wasn't gonna bang the succubus, because again that entire part made me laugh my ass off. Just, oh my god, he's so amazing. There's nothing he can't do. Will someone get this bitch off me? I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing. That is the best fucking ending.
That show actually shocked me. I will admit to that. The last episode of the 3rd season, where they have that group of adventurers and they're going down to the dungeon and whatnot, and they're doing all these side cuts of the one girl and her sisters are there being like, I can't wait till sister comes home. We're gonna be happy forever. And meanwhile, she's fucking dead. And I was through the whole thing. I was convinced that he was gonna encounter them and be like, oh, you're not so bad. I'll let you people go. Go be with your sisters and shit. No, dead. Oh, by the way, you make sure you eat all of this little girl.
Yeah, I know Bleach is coming back. It's a little shit to your show. So
that shocked me. That actually did. And
I'm waiting for them to announce. I'm waiting for them. No. I think Yu Yu Hakusho's coming back. What the fuck opened my door? Oh, hi, Miko.
The dog's in the house.
She's going in and out of my room. She doesn't like it that I've got the door half closed.
Uh-oh. That's like a parent, when the boy comes over. Make sure you keep the door open.
That goes like this. When Doku is over. Fuck. And I have the door closed. She freaks her shit out. Because we're in here working, and she's like, no, open the door, because she doesn't like where she can't see me. She has to be within eye contact of me. It's part of her training.
Okay.
Okay, so that's gotta go.
That must take getting a shower. That must make that a problem.
Yeah, I have to leave the door open a little, and then she's laying on the mat outside the shower.
I remember my dog used to nose at the door when I was in the ken. I'd be like, I don't know why the hell you want in.
To be with you.
What an incredible smell you've discovered.
Okay, got it. So I've got to put this on the top. Okay, so I've got to put. Okay, so I need a DP. So we're almost done with the. I guess this is the carburetor I'm building. You can come to my hands all you want. Here you go, baby.
What movie I'm sad is, or what show I'm sad is continuing.
What?
Rick and Morty. They ought to put that shit out to
Was
fucking
this
tax.
season really that bad?
No, I actually like the show, but I can see trouble on the horizon.
Considering one of the writers is almost basically fucked it over. Like every season they have an issue. And it stops being funny after a while. And it's like if this is being done just for press, you're gonna burn yourselves out.
I think that they should end it after this season. I honestly do, because it's one of those shows that it survives by its being a new concept. If that makes any sense.
It does, and I just lost another damn screw.
Man, you ought to get a.
They're black screws, and my area is all basically black, so.
Get an ashtray. That's what I always used.
It's actually a smart idea.
Then again, you don't smoke, so.
I don't, but I can probably I can borrow an ashtray from a family member. It's not a big deal. Or I can find like a little box or something.
I'll print you out an ashtray.
There we go. I like to know how dumb humans are compared to Superman. That's fucking random.
Because he's Superman. I remember when they used to give him whack-ass powers. I actually have the comic where they came up with the power of super ventriloquy.
God, I miss stupid old comics.
Ventriloquism, I'm sorry. Super ventriloquism. Also, the super hypnosis.
Super
He had it all.
everything.
Ah, shit. I ran out of filament.
Oh.
I think it's just printing. Stop the print.
Let's see. So it goes like this. Okay. All right, guys. That's an air filter and a carburetor.
Let's see. Prepare. Disable steppers.
I'm gonna guess this is the carburetor because it's big.
Oh, okay. So just.
So, really quickly, guys, since we've been doing this for a while, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. If you're over on YouTube, there's a membership button. And check out the Patreon and the subscribe star. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I can try to get the whole thing done. Get in there, please.
This has been your hourly shill.
We must show once a stream.
Yeah, you got it. Otherwise, know what to do.
Basically. And don't forget, if you guys do watch any of our videos, or my videos, commentate, or comment, because that's all YouTube gives a shit about now.
I tell you what, you should offer prizes for the people who could say the most random bullshit.
I should. I do have some video games I can give away.
Everybody likes video games.
You guys want some video games? I got video games. Get in the hole. I got in the hole. Thank God I didn't need an extra screw. There we go. So that is the, what the fuck is this? Oh, air filter. So yeah, I was right. Oh no, that's the air filter. So air filters are that big. Huh.
It's like that? Yeah.
This piece keeps coming out. Damn it. Why are you, the door is open. Why are you scratching on it? Dog's losing its fucking mind over there. I can hear things rattling, and I don't like that. Okay. So I believe that's all I've got to... Oh my god, there's more. I think that's all we have time for today, though. Guys, we still have another book, too. We're on part 10 now, which is the generator and the oil filter. They really are going to have me build a full-on engine. So, I'm going to go because I actually have to go do the wash and be an adult and get dinner and everything. So, here we go, guys. This is what the engine's looking like so far for the Ecto 1. I think it's looking pretty good. Thank you, Taxman, for joining me, and I hope you join me again next Saturday for this.
No problem, kid. Just give me a shout.
All right. See you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.